Next is the CEO and Executive Director of Rappler, a journalist for close to 3 decades who has redefined the profession by combining traditional broadcast, new media, and mobile phone technology for social change. Ms. Maria Reza.
Wow, this is fantastic. I should have sent the picture of this. Thank you. Thank you for having us come and talk to you. We can't stop it. We can only try to deal with it. And I think that goes with this old saying that life is 10% what happens to you and 90% how you deal with it. How we deal with it will determine how much life we have. It's very simple for me. This is my 30th year as a journalist, and in that time period when I started with Probe from all that time I've always covered disasters, typhoons, war. They've gotten worse, and the tipping point for me was in 2009, Ondoy, which I think was a tipping point for all of us. I was heading a news group then, and my boss called me up and said, "You got to go do something and rescue people." I grew up in an old school of journalism that said journalists don't get involved, and I grappled with that because we saw in one day we had more than a month's worth of rainfall, and Manila stopped. That was only Manila. Right? So I thought about that, and over time, over the next few years, so 2009, we tried to do this in ABS, we tried to do more, but what I realized is that technology can actually do far more than anything we can do piece by piece. And so it starts there for me. Why do I care? It's real. I lived it. I saw it. When I was a first-time reporter, I found this man whose house kept getting blown down every year. When I was with CNN, I went to him every year for 5 years. He's alive. And I saw him. But the funny thing was, when I told the story of the Philippines to the world, it was this man it was like the three wolves, you huff and puff and you blow his house down. And every time I saw him, he was still smiling. And I would do the interview with him. I should put those clips together. He was still smiling. We're not smiling anymore because the scale of impact is so unimaginable from those days when we could survive and still smile. This one is not something one person can deal with. It's not something one city can deal with. This does require all of us. And as a journalist, I think we can do something about it. We can use technology. That was why, even while Rappler was still small, the main goal for it was to use technology to harness social movements. And what we did was, we put up something called Agos. If you haven't seen it, it is a way to try to get top-down government workflows with bottom-up civic engagement. We launched it 1 month before, with Secretary Salim and Senator Legarda. We launched it 1 month before Yolanda hit. My friends told me, why? Why do you care about it? I care about it because we have no choice if we want to survive. Thank you.